In Action Zone, we always keep our eye on what upcoming blockbusters the stars can be seen in. However, we don't pay much attention to what they do in their spare time. Turns out that's a bit of a missed opportunity, as some of them have some truly cool hobbies. Therefore, let's take a look at some actresses who are badasses off-screen too. One of them is Algerian star Sofia Boutella from Kingsman: The Secret Service. In this movie, the blade-loving babe has no lower legs and wears razor-sharp prosthetics to walk on and to chop people into tiny bits with. Before the attractive Arab took on the role, she wasn't much of a tough action chick, she was actually a dancer. But that quickly changed due to a heavy martial arts drill.
2, 1, action!
It was 3 months of intense learning, martial arts, boxing and all that. And I had to go through that, having never done it before. I think being a dancer allowed me to approach the movement and learn the choreography and mimic precisely what they were doing. The bigger challenge was to actually hit every single move and to actually look like a strong fighter.
You never had a fight in your life?
Not that kind.
Someone who plays a cool tomboy in pretty much every film she's in is Michelle Rodriguez.
Dude, I just saw some major butt crack.
Yeah, her. Michelle might appear all tough on screen, but in reality she doesn't do much martial arts at all, unlike some of her co-stars in the Fast and Furious franchise. In Furious 6, she has a fight scene with the third best female MMA fighter in the world / extremely hot babe, Gina Carano. And even though in the movie they beat the crap out of each other, in reality they get along really well.
She just made me laugh. She makes me laugh. She's such a funny girl and so outgoing. Everything she thinks comes straight out of her mouth. And so you never have to guess where she's coming from. And I don't know, I adored it.
Ready, and action! And cut.
Here it looks like they're about equal when it comes to fighting skills, but that's all make-believe. A catfight between these two would actually look something like this. This particular scene comes from Furious 7. Here Rodriguez fights and loses big time against Ronda Rousey, an MMA and judo champ. So it looks like Michelle suffered quite a few bruises on the set of the Furious films.
Would you believe I knocked him out with my charm?
Another franchise starring Michelle Rodriguez is the Resident Evil series, where she can be seen alongside series star Mila Jovovich, aka Alice, who not coincidentally is our next real-life hot badass. The Ukrainian-born former model does most of her own stunts, enjoys martial arts, practices Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and looks really good doing it. Over the years, Mila starred in many action flicks and has really become a master of the genre, making her the ultimate female action heroine.
I mean, I'm so happy that to be able to make these fantastic movies. I mean, sci-fi, fantasy. I've always been such a big fan. So I love it. And I think at 36 years old, I can't complain. I'm just really happy to be involved in such an amazing franchise.
That's it for our ass-kicking actresses. Let's move on to a brand new DVD release, Mordecai.